Hey guys, it's Keith here with iTech Keith Productions, and today we're going to be reviewing the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina Display. Now I have taken up to 2 months to make this review, and I'm really sorry about that. I had school, a lot of schoolwork, and I wanted to give you guys my full opinion on this machine anyway. Now after 2 months of use, I gotta say this is a fantastic machine. It is definitely not lighter, faster, and a much better laptop overall in comparison with the non-Retina 13-inch MacBook Pro. One of the reasons for it being lighter and thinner is due to Apple removing the optical drive. Now I personally do not use the optical drive at all, even when installing games. However, if you really do need one, you can always grab an external optical drive or Apple's USB Super Drive. In a placement for the optical drive, the right hand side now contains a USB 3.0 port, an HDMI port, and an SD card slot. Taking a look on the left hand side, you get the new MagSafe 2 connector, dual Thunderbolt ports, the second USB 3.0 port, a headphone jack, and dual microphones. Taking a look on the back of the laptop, you will see the MacBook Pro branding, 4 stoppers, and besides that, aluminum all around. Aluminium for the British listeners. The front contains the classic Apple logo, and taking a look on the inside, you get the glass trackpad, the backlit keyboard, the 720p HD FaceTime camera, and last but not least, the glorious Retina display. The Retina display on this 13-inch machine is hands down the second best display on the market out there, following the 15-inch Retina display. It features a 2560 by 1600 resolution, which is incredible. Your eyes will not be able to discern the individual pixels in regular working distance for sure. Technically, the MacBook renders every image at 2560 by 1600 and contains everything to make them fit into the 13-inch display of 1280 by 800, therefore you'll get extremely crisp text and images with solid colors. You can also make the display look like 1440 by 900, therefore the display will be rendering the text at 2880 by 1800, which is the native resolution of a 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro. You can also bump it up even more to make the display look like 1680 by 1050, and the display will render everything at 3360 by 2100 pixels. Generally, the bigger the resolution, the more space you have to work with. However, the text won't look quite as clear as on the standard 2560 by 1600. I've been sticking with the standard resolution and have found myself very comfortable with this screen resolution and still having more room to work with at the end of the day, especially with the addition of multiple depth stops from OS X Lion. To put that into perspective, when editing videos on Final Cut Pro X, the video preview in the top right corner is displayed in full 1080p, and I still have a lot more space to edit the video. So Keith, the resolution is a beast, but what is handling that intense screen? Well, this MacBook Pro comes with a 2.5 GHz dual-core i5 processor, which turbo boosts up to 3.1 GHz when doing heavier tasks such as exporting a video in Final Cut Pro X, and lowers back to 2.5 GHz when doing lighter tasks such as web browsing. However, even though it is only a dual-core processor, it also comes with hyper-threading, and what that basically means is that each core comes with 2 threads. An OS X mountain lion will use all 4 threads like a virtual hardcore Mac, therefore increasing the performance, and that is how it handles the Retina display. It also comes with 8GB of 1600 MHz DDR3 RAM or memory, and 120GB of SSD or flash storage. Wait, Keith, only 120GB? My Mac comes with 750GB of storage. Does that mean this Retina MacBook Pro is worse? No, not at all. It really depends. Even though a standard hard drive comes with more storage, that does not mean it's better in terms of performance. For example, the 750GB 5400 RPM hard drive on my 2011 15-inch MacBook Pro only has read and write speeds of 65 to 75 MB per second. On the other hand, my 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro with only 120GB of flash storage reads and writes at around 300 to 400 MB per second. Apps load much faster, and boot up times are almost 4 times faster than on a standard hard drive Mac or machines. Overall, the entire operating system works flawlessly and smoothly like butter on toast with the SSD in there. And to demonstrate the better performance with the dual-core i5 processor, the SSD, and 8GB of RAM, I'm going to be playing some music in the background, a full 1080p HD video in Final Cut Pro X. As you can see, there is no lag at all in browsing and zooming in on text in Safari, so it's definitely a +1 for turbo boost, hyper-threading, and SSDs. Now, in terms of gaming, this could be a gaming machine. I went ahead and tested FIFA 13 running on Windows 7 via bootcamp. It looks absolutely gorgeous at 2560 by 1600 and at the highest frame rate settings. However, the game did drop frame rates, which caused the game to lag quite often, but it was playable. I also ran the game at 1440 by 900, which is standard resolution on a 15-inch non-Retina MacBook Pro, and there was no lag at all. Overall, in my opinion, I would not get this machine if I was looking to get this machine for gaming purposes. Save your money and get a 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro instead if you want the benefits of a smooth gameplay and at the highest Retina Display resolution settings. When it comes to battery life, this 13-inch MacBook Pro is a boss. I'm able to get up to 10 hours of battery life a day while doing daily tasks such as browsing the web, using the Twitter app, and writing reports with the brightness levels at 50%. I sometimes get 6 or 7 hours and running iTunes in the background, up to 5 hours when using Final Cut Pro X, which is really good considering that the MacBook Pro is also driving the Retina Display. But Keith, why the 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro is priced so highly? Good question. Well, if you customize the non-Retina 13-inch MacBook Pro to the same specs as the baseline 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro with 2.5 GHz dual-core i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, and the same 128GB SSD, you're only paying $200 more for the Retina Display on the 13-inch Retina Display MacBook Pro. Credits to Jonathan at TLD Today for pointing it out. Overall, this 13-inch MacBook Pro is hands down the best 13-inch laptop you can get in the market today, even beating some bigger laptops in terms of performance. However, most people still might ask this question: is the 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro really worth the money when compared to the baseline 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro? The difference between the 15-inch and the 13-inch is that you can get a quad-core i7 processor, almost double the storage, and best of all, dedicated NVIDIA graphics for better gaming on the 15-inch for just $400 more. However, if you're like me and you want the smaller form factor, especially if you travel or move around a lot, and want the gorgeous Retina display on a machine that works really well, then the 13-inch is definitely the better deal and definitely worth the money. You might also want to consider waiting for next year's 13-inch model, as Apple might just include dedicated graphics for it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching my review of the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display. Be sure to subscribe for more reviews, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and comment your thoughts on this MacBook Pro, and I'll see you guys next time.